that it is 6:33 a.m. Tuesday, October 13th. I'm going to call the Hadley Conservation Commission meeting to order. We're going to skip around here. First on the agenda is going to be DEP ACOP waiver by local bylaw for 105 Honeypot Road.
So Patrick, you're here for that, correct?
I am here for that, yes.
Okay, so the understanding is that we need to do a waiver so they can actually do the work along the riverbank to remove the shopping carts.
Yeah, that's correct. If I may make a couple comments, I'm Patrick Garner. I'm a wetland scientist. I've been working with both DEP and the Corps, and at this point, we have an ACOP with DEP. You guys are probably somewhat familiar with it, to restore the work that Patrick Layton did along the riverbank on Honeypot. We are in the process of getting an application with the Corps of Engineers, and it looks like that's going to take several months. DEP was hoping that we would be exempted from that, but apparently under Section 10 of the Clean Water Act, we are not. The Connecticut River from end to end requires Corps permits. So we're in the process of trying to obtain that. And I am crossing my fingers that we'll see that by the end of the year. In addition, you guys should probably know Patrick Layton is experiencing some fairly serious health problems. He's not living at home at this point. He's moved to Maynard with his daughter, and he's undergoing treatment at Mass General in Boston, and expects to be doing so for the next couple months on a daily basis. So he's sort of offline, hopes to be back in his residence in early 2026. He has secured a contractor, and I think I mentioned we do have complete approval from DEP at this point on the plans that have been approved. So that's sort of the general background. DEP has asked that we appear before the commission and get a waiver to the bylaw requirements for the work. And that's why I'm here. I'd be happy to share my screen if anybody wants to see the plans themselves. They were sent to Kayla several weeks ago. They haven't been modified or changed since that time.
Were you okay with the plans?
Yeah, DEP approved it. So
DEP approved it. So, I mean, I guess the next question I would have is, should we issue the waiver now or wait for the Army Corps of Engineers to come back with their report?
we should issue it now.
Just get it over with?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is probably going to require
So this is the motion that we will.
All right. So we'll be looking for a motion to issue a waiver of the 35-foot no disturb zone provision of the local wetlands bylaw, and that the project is subject to no further review under the Hadley Wetlands bylaw. We'll be looking for that.
I make a motion as such.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay.
So Patrick, I'll send you an email or something in writing with the waiver. You have that.
Confirmation. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Corps wanted to see that as part of their process, so I appreciate you doing that before they did the permit.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm gonna
good
ease
night.
this out so the screen is a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So do we have anyone here for 7 Brew yet?
Here.
I'm on the phone, yes.
Okay.
Do you want to wait till are you coming in person?
Yes, I'm like 8 minutes away.
Okay, we could
We're gonna-
handle other business first.
Yeah, we're going to put you back
Yeah.
one if that's all right.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, number 2 on the agenda is the notice intent number 170-305. That's going to be for 133A Mount Warner Road, the Plainville Farm dual use solar.
Good evening.
Just chat, yes. Gotcha. Okay. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. Andrew Gorman from Beals and Thomas here on behalf of the applicant. Also joined with me this evening is Jackie Boyer of Beals and Thomas, as well as Justin Giloth of Solar Collective. Since our last meeting, I believe we had a site visit with the Commission out to the site. And we subsequently issued a response letter to the Mass DEP comments, as well as a restoration plan, which the commission has in hand. Jackie, if she can share a screen on that restoration plan. So thank you. Just to orient us to the site a little bit as we look at this, the actual photovoltaic dual use array is to the west of the building that you see on this site. So it's actually outside of the footprint of the area that we're looking at with the property as in terms of what was mapped as a wetland change historically on the parcel. So we walked over to this area during the site visit and we looked at existing conditions. It's well vegetated with herbaceous growth. And the swale that constitutes this yellow polygon, the historically mapped wetland change, conveys water generally from an east to west direction. So we prepared this restoration plan based on the discussions that we had on the parcel, looking to improve the conditions with some shrub plantings as well as some overseeding of a wetland seed mix. We're looking at 2 different species of willow along with some dogwood and some winterberry interspersed throughout that general impact area. We are in receipt of the enforcement or the draft enforcement orders from the commission. And we did notice that it references the removal of material, which is part of this plan to remove debris from that 35-foot no disturb zone, some of the trailers that we observed in the site visit. But we also want to make sure that this plan is captured and is actionable as part of the enforcement order if the commission is amenable to that and is agreeable to the overall restoration scheme that we're presenting to you this evening. So we're happy to answer any questions about either the restoration that is proposed or the project itself.
Can you zoom in a bit on the plans?
So in addition to the plantings, you'll see there's signage on the northerly edge, kind of facing the existing land uses on the parcel.
Yep.
So, can you tell me what was the square footage of alteration again? Because there was the mapped wetlands change, and then there was also the construction of the building in the buffer zone. And I don't know if that was also included in that calculation, but whatever.
Yep, good question. So the building itself was not included in that calculation. I pulled the number up for you in just a moment. It was a little shy of, I believe, 24,000.
And that's just for the wetland change, the mapped
Correct.
wetland change.
Yeah. The map BVW disturbance, not including the road, was 23,980. So just a little shy of 24,000 square feet. And that excludes the areas that we've delineated as contemporary wetland. So the D series that you see on this map and the C series, those are not included as part of that calculation because they're still delineated to this day as wetland resource areas, as well as the B series. Yeah.
Okay.
So is there an area that basically provides mitigation for the area where the structure was built? Because it seems like the restoration plan is just equivalent to the mapped wetland change, whatever layer. But there's also the building in the buffer zone, and then I guess the equipment is being removed. So
The equipment's moving, the trailers are moving. Yeah, he's on the understanding that all that has to go. So
we just basically also need mitigation for the building.
we're gonna have to add another 24,000, give or take, whatever.
Wait, no, not 24,000.
That's what he said, it was 24,000.
I thought that was the wetland change.
That's the wetland. That
Oh, I'm sorry.
24,000 is the approximation of that. So Mass DEP through aerial photography and other GIS techniques, they map out historic potential wetland impacts. And what we're trying to match in our restoration effort is to make sure that polygon that is a mapped area is accounted for in what we're trying to plant and seed with the New England wet mix.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then those crossings, those are not accounted for within
Correct,
that
yeah.
mitigation.
Yep. So, and that is the intent, to allow the farmer to use the rear of the property. Yep. The area still conveys water. It's part of the overall swale.
Right.
Okay, I think we just need to see extra mitigation for the building now, right?
That would be the only thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's gonna technically, he'll gain once the trailers and equipment are moved too, right? That'll go towards it? Or no?
I think the tricky part is I think the trailers are main issue is that it's in the 35-foot zone. So that's a bylaw issue. And then this is WPA issue, state wetlands issue. So I think if you can find out the square footage of the building that's within the 100-foot buffer zone, some like revegetation of buffer zone elsewhere on the property would be fine. Just
So it could even almost even be in between the two roadways on both sides, north and south,
Yeah.
just to beef it up?
expand it a little bit.
Okay,
Sort of on that crescent moon area. I think I know what you're
Yep.
talking about. Yeah,
Yep.
we can look into that and see what the landowner is amenable to, and if everybody's agreeable, we can provide some notes to Kayla and see if the commission's on board.
Yeah, I think that'd be good, just having those numbers too, so we don't know exactly the impact in the buffer zone from the barn or the whatever building that was.
right, the storage. So that is basically what we wanted
Yeah,
to discuss with this. All right, yeah, so if you come back with something like that, then obviously for the next meeting or beforehand, if you can get it to us.
Right.
But that's something
And-
we're gonna have to vote on, or?
yeah.
Is that,
well,
can I ask one question?
Yeah,
Is
go
that,
ahead.
is it the commission's preference to handle that through the enforcement order process and still proceed with the notice of intent, or do you want those to happen in tandem with one another?
I think what we'll do tonight is issue the enforcement order that requires a restoration plan. And then the restoration plan will be part of the order of conditions. We'll condition it so that the restoration plan
Okay.
is a special condition of the order of conditions.
Okay,
That
understood.
works.
So, I had the draft enforcement order. Did anybody have any questions or concerns? It basically, I mean, you've already done most of it. It just asks on or before today, recipient shall cause a qualified environmental consultant to establish the boundaries of protected resources areas as they existed prior to the disturbance, which it seems like we have. By the November 4th, recipient shall submit a draft restoration plan. And then within 21 days of approval, recipient shall cause the restoration plan to be enacted by installation of erosion and sediment controls required by the restoration plan. And the deadline for fully constructed restoration plan is November 1st, 2026. And then it requires monitoring for 2 years. And that's about it. Does that seem like a reasonable timeline?
I think if I might just make one suggestion, because wetland restoration is really contingent upon the growing season, and we're starting to edge closer and closer to ground conditions below freezing overnight. We're not there yet, but it may be something where it's more advantageous to the plants to have the restoration be initiated in the spring, at least the boots on the ground component. The other stuff, such as like putting the placards in place, the little no disturb signage, removal of material, that certainly is, I think, fruitful to happen as the commission sees fit. But the actual like putting plants in the ground, I think there's a greater chance of survivability if we don't try to back it into November, just from strictly for plant survivability.
So the deadline for the fully completed reconstruction area would be November 1st, 2026. So next
Oh,
year.
26. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you said 2025. My mistake.
But that's a good, so within 21 days, we'll require removal of equipment from the 35-foot and placing of the no disturb signs. And then the next thing within 21 days, remove debris, put up signs, and then by next November, the whole area should be completed.
Do you think that'll be feasible?
I think I would have to fully converse with the landowner in terms of his operations. And Justin, if you would like to weigh in on this for the removal of that material, I'm not sure the extent of it, but
Yeah, I can't. can't speak for Wally and what he has planned to do. But we can convey to him that this is what needs to be done. And as long as we have that conversation with him, I'm sure he'll be amenable to that. He always seems to be. And I think he did mention at the walkthrough that he puts his equipment away in the end of the fall, his harvesting machines and his sprayers. So I'm sure there's some process already in place to start moving equipment as we're getting to the end of the season.
Yeah, and it seems like he was ready to start moving stuff even when we were, on our site visit.
Right.
Yeah, he talked about the brush pile. The community brush pile, that he could certainly clean that up and move that up, but he needs to keep that in play for everyone involved. And his harvesting machines and his sprayers would be started to get put away. So we need to get. I don't want to speak for him. We'll get in touch with him tomorrow, and I think it'll be fun.
I think for now we should issue it because it would be within 21 days of November 4th anyway.
Oh, so it's not starting tomorrow.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that'll be
21
fine.
days of approval of the restoration plan, which would our next meeting is the 18th actually.
Okay.
So it'd be 21 days of that. So he would still have plenty of time.
Yeah, so we can issue that tonight then.
So let's. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can you I want to be clear. Sorry about that. He's got 21 days from what date to do what? Just.
It would basically say, so we would need the restoration plan by November 4th for review at our November 18th meeting. We could also change, I guess we don't need it that much in advance, but our November meeting got pushed back because of Veterans Day. I think
Right.
Veterans Day.
Got it.
So maybe we could make it November 10th, which is just the week before. So by November 10th, we should receive the final restoration plan submission. We'll review it at the November 18th meeting. And then within 21 days of that approval from the Conservation Commission, all equipment from the 35-foot should be removed, and those signs should be put up. So that would put you into December.
Thank you.
The first week of December it would have to be done.
And it would be great if that could be shown on the restoration plan, the areas where there's equipment or brush piles to be removed.
We can adjust the viewport and show that. Yep.
Okay,
Perfect.
great.
Cool.
So let's issue this enforcement order. And then we can continue the hearing to our next meeting, which is November 18th.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah, we need a motion.
All right, so I'll make a motion to
Issue the enforcement order with the attached addendum.
with the attached addendum, with the understanding that the plan will be submitted to us before the November 18th meeting.
Mhm.
Second.
Well, were you looking for a motion or did you make a motion?
I didn't really make it.
I think you
but
should.
Oh, okay.
I'll look for that
Yeah.
motion.
I make a
So-
motion.
Okay, motion Ray,
There you go.
second Steven.
All those in favor? Aye,
Aye.
beautiful.
All right, so let's just get everybody to sign that. And then, who should I send? I can send a copy of this. I'll just email it to whoever's on the email list.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And then we also will need a motion to continue the hearing.
All right, so I'll make a motion. I'm looking for a motion to be made to continue the hearing to the November 18th meeting.
Make a motion to continue this meeting for 133A Mount Warner Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, so we should be all set with that,
Yes.
right? Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Well, I think they're also here for the next one.
Oh, that's right.
Might as well just.
Parsons, okay. So next on the agenda is the notice of intent for number 170-306, 143 Mill Valley Road, Parsons Farm, dual use solar.
Yep. Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. Once again, Andrew Gorman from Beals and Thomas, joined with Jackie and Justin here on behalf of the applicant. Since our last meeting, we also had a site visit on this property, and we submitted a lot of additional information, including a geotechnical report, which talks about the underlying soil conditions. We submitted a revised alternatives analysis. We also provided a letter from Natural Heritage, which outlines that the project has no adverse impact, but there are recommended conditions that are requested to be adhered to. And we also prepared this exhibit to illustrate why this dual use facility is kind of sectioned off in this corner of the overall footprint of the farm. As commissioners who were at the site visit might remember, this area is reserved for sheep grazing. You might remember as we parked up on that hill there on the northern side, right, the north side of this blue polygon, you see the sheep kind of coming up that rolling hill. And that is sort of, in essence, the purpose of this dual use array is to dovetail into that existing grazing area. So we tried to capture that and show it visually why these have been contained within this segment. So the commission has that additional information, and we're happy to go into any more detail that might be necessary. And we look forward to the discussion.
So for this one, when I spoke with Gary, we agreed to get a peer review for this one for Riverfront. And we had talked a little bit, I think, Andrew, about choosing a peer reviewer. Did you go with Ty and Bond or?
So the way the peer review process works is, I think as the proponent's consultant, we wouldn't be able to directly hire the peer reviewer. I think that would be a conflict of interest, but we did provide recommendations, including Ty and Bond to the commission. I believe the other one was, I forget, but they were documented in an email. So I believe the process is such that the commission would need, or its designee, reach out to whichever firm to get a quote for the peer review services. But if there's anything we can do to help facilitate that, we're more than happy to.
Okay, yeah, I mean, in the past, that's how we've done it. I know planning board has their own process where they have a list of consultants and then they have the applicant just reach out to them directly.
Okay.
I don't think, have you worked with planning board on this? Did they want a peer review or no?
No, planning board was amenable to the project. They were going to close at last week's hearing, but they didn't have quorum. So we were continued to next week, but they intend to close next week. They didn't
Okay.
ask for any peer review or supplemental information.
Okay, so I guess we'll work out the peer review.
Yep.
And then, I don't know what their timeline is, but hopefully we'll have something by the next meeting. So should we just continue this to the 18th?
I would just do that, seeing as you're already gonna be involved in that meeting as well. So if we can have all that handled before then we can definitely get moving on that and hopefully get you rolling, so.
Is the commission comfortable with us just interfacing with Kayla directly to sort that out? With the peer review process? Yep.
I don't see why not.
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so we need a motion.
We're gonna motion to continue this. All right, so I'll be looking for a motion to continue the 143 Mill Valley Road Parsons Farm dual use solar project for the November 18th meeting.
So motion, we do that.
Looking for a second,
Second.
seconded by Ray. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
just stay on the solar
Thank you.
while we're. Thank you. All
Thank you.
right, number
guys.
4 on the agenda is gonna be notice of intent number 170-307. It's gonna be for 88 Shattuck Road, dual use solar.
I'm Doug Searle, First Design. Jake Marley with Engineering Systems, project applicant. Joe Sankowski.
Who's that guy?
So we were anticipating that there'd be enough members of the commission here for being able to make the vote tonight, so we'd like to ask for a continuation, given that there's not enough members.
Right. That's fine. Okay.
Did you want to present on your project at all, so we could just be ready for a vote next time?
We'd be happy to if there's any very specific questions. But if there's not, we're happy to discuss at the same time. I know that there was a discussion offline of draft conditions, and so we're at the point of discussing those. We were at least anticipating.
Sure, and I think also sorry, not to interrupt, but the
That's all right.
NHESP letter came in since the last meeting.
That's correct.
So if you want to talk about anything that's changed since that, because I know there were some revisions to the plan. I don't think it'll affect any wetland sort of issues, but just maybe talking about that would be helpful.
Sure, that would be happy to.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will pull it up and I can introduce kind of the areas that we'll focus on. They asked for a 50-foot buffer from the southeast corner, so rather than a 35-foot no disturb.
Got it.
50 feet because there is a species of threat concern in this area.
Sure.
And so we made that work. So 50-foot buffer, we reduced some of the row spacing or inter-row spacing. And then for the 5 most eastern rows, we reduced the row spacing east to west from 27 feet down to 25 feet, which allowed us. There were about 8 panels that were impacted within that 15 feet. If you think about the 35 to 50 feet, so it wasn't a whole lot of reconfiguring, but some of those gaps we just tightened up. And then east and west of the 5 most eastern rows, we condensed from 27 feet to 25 feet, which those panels
Just slightly closer together, basically the spacing there was the 25-foot change. And then this area that was highlighted here in this darker red was the 50-foot no disturb zone that NHESP was calling out for finding state listed spade-foot toad in this location, and they had said that the project could move forward with specific conditions that they issued in their determination. One of which was breaking out these areas A and area B for work that could happen in a very limited time frame. Essentially, October 31st to the beginning of April was the window that could be available for work to minimize disruption of the habitat of the spade-foot toad. And in area B, there's a little more lax conditioning that time frame. So in their specific conditions, there's a time of year restriction for all work associated within the installation of the solar array east of the existing panels, which is highlighted as area A. And then work associated with the installation of the I-beam throughout the entire project was limited to this time restriction for both A and B, and then as well as all grading, pouring of concrete, and groundwork and earthwork was A and B, and then thawing work may occur during the period in between that restricted period. So during the normal growing season for Joe and normal building season for Jake, work could be completed by hand, including electrical work done on ladders throughout the entire project to areas A and B, and then work associated with the installation of racks and panels. The northwest section, area B, could be done utilizing equipment during that period. So they had also asked for temporary symbolic fencing to be installed of flagging or other material to mark out what the area would be for the 50-foot no disturb zone. And then they requested erosion control materials are removed in area A. They should be removed and properly disposed prior to March 31st, so to stay in compliance with the time of year restriction. Upon completing this, just to let them know that work was done, and they had also added in another piece that is a time of year restriction that they call their time of year incursion. So if weather permits, that it's a particularly dry season. It was a dry season.
dry winter in the spring.
Thank you for clarifying that. So they submitted an email that serves documentation that would allow work during the month of April if specific weather conditions are present, i.e. a dry spring. So we would be responsible for requesting that 2 weeks in advance simply to get permission to do work. It's not a great relief, but it is a relief, an extension of that kind of 4-month window for construction to be able to make sure it was included as one of NHESP's conditions. We had a site meeting on September 17th, and Kayla and Gary presented that. Ward, who did the wetland delineation, was also present, so we had discussed at length that change in delineation in the field. It seemed that there weren't further questions at the time. And the other piece that was brought up by DEP was the fees. A fee for electrical work was selected, and turns out that that's for a different category. So it fit into a slightly different category, of which had a slightly increased fee. Those fees have since been paid to the town and to the state for that. So that's covered. So we've addressed the DEP issues, and we've, as far as we understand, and had received the determination from NHESP that said, upon condition, the project could move forward without having an adverse take of the species that they're protecting. So at that point, I wanted to see if there are any questions, or otherwise we were hoping to move towards the.
What's your timeline for construction? Are you planning to start this year, or?
I think it depends on project approval and timing. It's a really tight window to build, frankly, this year.
Right.
We have to have it complete by April 1st.
Okay.
I don't see a way. I mean, there's a possibility.
Right. You never know. It's all weather pending at that point.
The weather, I think we can build through the year, and I've talked with our primary installer and talked with Joe and a lot of other farmers. And I think it'd be interesting to try it in the winter. We could do, I think with driving in steel, like they've done it before.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Up in Maine. I think it's, the hanging modules and wiring out there, guys, it's gonna be freezing. So that's more of the aspect, but from the practicality, it can be done. And then from the farmer standpoint of like soil compaction, it might be better during the winter time when it's hard.
Right.
So if it doesn't, and we would know a go, no go a long time before we've been here, probably in like November, December. And if it's a no go, then we'd be looking to start the project probably 11/1/26.
Okay.
November 1st in 2026.
Well, unfortunately, seeing as we don't have.
11. Oh, next year.
So yeah, the
okay.
dates were a little bit complicated, but
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing October, November. I'm thinking
yeah.
now or next month.
Right, yeah.
I don't know how,
Yeah.
I didn't know how you guys were gonna cram
Okay.
this in.
March is the restricted window that is allowing construction, and then the other 8 months, the beginning of April to the end of October, is the period that there's limited work can be done as long as it's not with heavy machinery.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, I heard you mention the April 1st date night.
Yeah.
That's right. I was trying to figure that out. So you're trying to coordinate with Joe.
Well, it's not even coordinating with, I mean, it might be, but NHESP put a serious restriction on the time we could do construction work, which coincides with when farming activity happens, and I'm still trying to understand the reasoning. Soil compaction, the John Deere tractors, the 5525 that Joe's using out there has a higher ground pressure PSI than any of the equipment that we use, except for the scissor lifts. So
Right.
I'm still trying to understand what the concerns are for this species. I mean, there's a scenario in which we're working off of ladders, being very sensitive to the ground, and Joe is plowing, tilling right next to us in a tractor that has a much bigger impact on that habitat area, but
Right.
that's what they told us, so that's what we have.
Play the game. Exactly. All right. Well, unfortunately, tonight we can't.
One
Go
question.
ahead.
So we'll just go back to, you guys had that delineation that allowed that first one to happen. And now we got the Kevin, you guys want more solar panels on, so now imagine the line moves. Are we in the right place now? Is it delineated
Yes.
correctly?
Yes,
I mean, do we have to have somebody else look at this?
I don't think that we do, but that is up to you guys. So Ward looked at it, during, a late spring.
I know, and I apologize, I couldn't make the meeting on the 17th.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
So when Ward had done the first delineation for the first phase, it was during an exceptionally wet spring. And so he took a cautious decision. It's very difficult, as he was describing, to look only at the factor of hydric soils. Like you can't look at any other plants or, really water conditions aren't present. So he's only looking at whether or not it's hydric or non-hydric soils. And so it was showing up as wet soil because it was a very wet spring, and it didn't line up with the NRCS soil web surveys that showed two different types of soil in the field, and that delineation of those two different types, which was a hydric and non-hydric type, wasn't out in the middle of the field. And over towards the east is where they line up closer to the NRCS soils map. But so when he was delineating this spring, he was finding that his delineation was appropriate in this area, at this time, and found that it was appropriate to make this change. So I think he wasn't attempting to shift it, far as sleep.
That's what he
For
found.
this work.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just,
By.
you realize what it looks like.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
And I think also at the time, my approach to this, I'm working with other farmers and working with Ward, I think his voice is really well respected locally. But the results are what they are, and we've had instances where it's not what, I want to hear. And so in 2021, when we did the initial, this was really a pilot project, and for us to see how it works out with this newer technology, single axis track and bifacial panels that allow more sunlight through for the plant life. And so I was, really just very cautious and whatever it is. And so with this one and updated, it was more, it's more experience and practice with this.
Okay.
So Ward took another look at this, and again, the northeast corner would be really ideal to make use of, and we're limited there, and of this parcel. So those are the results, and
Okay.
I mean, yes, none of that area is vegetated. It's just soil, farm soil.
Mhm.
Well, I don't think it has much of a chance of growing anything. Plowing it probably every other week.
You're saying it's too wet on the east by the ditch?
Oh, no. I'm saying the delineation before was different than what it is now when the first project happened. And then,
2021 was a very wet year. 2023 was.
is that when those were put in? I remember.
put it in 23.
But it was
23?
permitted at around
It was
20.
permitted around 21.
Oh, okay.
So like this one, this is
It
gonna
feels
be
like a lot
for
longer
a year
ago.
from when it's approved, so.
There were unusually wet moments,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, okay,
but it's New England, sadly.
true.
But we farm all that right to the edge. We don't go right up to the ditch, cause we don't. And, it's all workable.
All right, well,
Yes.
no, I mean, it's, if if you guys are looking at the soils, whether or not, the wetlands do, the hydric soils exist, and that's one thing.
Yeah, that's the only factor that Ward has available to actually look at.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Given the circumstance for it. So Wetland Protection Act, and also within MESA, agricultural activities are exempt activities. So the state values that really more than they are valuing protection of, state listed threatened or endangered species. And so, farm activities need to happen. Solar panels, are not an agricultural activity. They're not exempt from the regulations in the same way that agriculture is. And so here we are,
Right.
wanting to, go through all the
So how-
correct procedures. And so,
So how would like subsoil, I mean, do you subsoil this? How do you subsoil this now
Yeah.
with, now you got all underground there, right?
Yeah.
All,
Absolutely. So it's coordinated, and we bury them deeper, so there's a little bit more cost involved. State code is 18 inches. We go down to 30 inches,
Yep.
or we did on the first one. I think we might even go to 36.
Yeah.
That's a Yeah, that's the biggest concern, right? And
Right.
we put caution tape on every one of the posts, and we have a very tight trench area I can show you of where. And so basically it's 2 rows of panels if you're looking east or west. And I've caution taped with white reflective caution tape on the post to raise up those tines. And so when Joe was doing it the first couple of years,
Yeah, I mean, if you're driving back to the shed and you got
We.
solar panels hanging on the back of the tractor.
We have a yellow one, and then we also have a Universe, which has depth gauge wheels. And,
Right.
So if we set the wheels at, like, say, 17 inches, we're not going down 30 no matter what.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
And.
All right, I didn't know if you crisscrossed, you know,
I underneath the panels, I only let myself and Chavito, whose name means a little catch in Spanish. We're the only 2 guys I let operate equipment under there. I wrote a grant to try to get a GPS for one of the tractors, because then we could work within 2.5 inches of the panels, but I didn't get the grant, but, we can learn to operate better. And this is a lot like, I don't know, I was born in 1958, and there was 40,000 acres of tobacco in the valley then, and about a quarter of it was shade tobacco. So the farmers around here know how to operate, without hitting stuff.
Yeah,
And we pay
some of them.
attention.
All right, well, this needs to get continued to next month anyway, so.
And a butter, so we have 1 abstention tonight and then 2 others, so it's not enough to have a quorum.
Correct.
So we will continue.
So we're gonna continue this to the, November 18th meeting. I'll be looking for a motion to continue this.
Should we review the special conditions, the proposed special conditions now, or should we?
I would wait until just we have
Wait.
everyone here, just so
Okay,
we're
yeah,
not
that
playing
makes
catch
sense.
up,
Yeah.
because we're gonna have to say it twice, you know?
Let's.
For the sake of time, I'd say let's just move
Okay.
everything to the 18th. I'll be looking for that motion. Move this.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
You had mentioned over the phone, and so I don't know if this is all, it's, nothing said, so obviously, but potentially having another hearing in the month of November.
Yeah, that's something I was thinking about because we have a lot that we're gonna continue.
Yep.
And there are some applications that are coming
Pending.
in.
Okay,
If we wanna have another meeting in November, but now that I think about it, it might be better to have another meeting in December. Cause we were, I mean, we
just
were.
file the 3 of these. I mean, we're continuing all 3 of these, essentially, the solar projects till the next meeting, so. Or we do a special meeting just for solar. Totally up to you. I'm fine with whatever. What are you guys' thoughts?
Really matter to me.
I think we should keep November 18th. We already continued the other 2 to November 18th, so I think we should stick to just having everything on the 18th.
That's fine. It's just, we'll just know it's gonna be a longer meeting.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have enough members present to get these things moved forward, so. So with that, I will be looking for a motion to continue this, notice of intent to the November 18th meeting.
I can make a motion for that. I can, make a motion to continue this to, November 18th.
Be looking for a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, beautiful. All right, so yeah, well, we'll see you guys back on the 18th and we'll roll from there.
It'll be quick.
Yep, I mean, we have everything, all the information's there pretty much from the last presentation, so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. You as well. Let's just keep, we're right there and then we'll bounce back to number 1.
Okay.
All right, so
Are you okay if we handle?
beautiful. All right, so the next. Here you go. Next up on the agenda is gonna be the RDA for 156 River Drive. We have Mr. Boisert here for that.
Great. Good card.
Good evening. I didn't bring a lot of stuff with me. Kayla and Gary met out at location on the 17th, was it, I believe?
Ooh,
I
see, the day before, or the day after that.
Right.
We already had, so yeah, go ahead.
Gonna go over and take a look at everything. I think it's ready to move forward. I hope. I didn't bring much with me. If there's any questions.
So I'm putting up the plans. I don't know, did we see these at the last meeting?
Where the line was, I don't believe so, but we had the layout. So we knew the existing buildings, we knew the existing footprints, the foundations and the pad. So now we know where the actual 50-foot buffer is, I think, on these plans, correct?
So this is the 50-foot buffer. Can you see the mouse? Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good, 35. Okay, it's a little blurry. I don't know why. Yeah, so now it's outside of the 35-foot, everything's outside of the 35-foot. I don't think anything else, has anything else changed from last time?
Nothing, no.
Oh, besides the isolated wetland in the front,
Correct.
so that was flagged.
Yep.
You're gonna be raising it above the base flood elevation,
That is correct. The new
Okay.
house, correct.
and then, are there gonna be any new underground utilities installed?
There's town water and town sewer there.
Mhm.
Obviously, we have to reconnect to that.
Okay.
I believe the electrical is gonna come above.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% certain on that.
There's overhead power there now, right?
They're correct, yep. Yep.
And then you're not changing the driveway layout or anything?
Driveway layout and the curb cuts all staying the same on River Drive.
Yep.
So basically, we would be permitting this because there's a reduction in the square footage, so the footprint now is greater than the footprint with the reconstruction. So that's how we're permitting this,
Yep.
basically.
Absolutely.
So I had some, is there any grading gonna happen?
Just in the, just the
Just-
house zone, they're
okay.
raising that up and
But
just.
nothing-
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Nothing, no, nothing beyond that, no.
Okay,
That garage, you're driving in straight from the street?
It's gonna be close to being straight. It might be a little offset to the left as you're driving in.
Yeah, you're not coming in from the north though.
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
No.
So you know where that shed is though?
Yep, yep.
Right,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna be further south of that.
Yeah.
So nothing is gonna be closer to the
No, it looks good.
50-foot zone. I mean, everything is basically, and the fact that it's gonna be a lesser square footage than what's already there.
Right.
So there's really no,
there's no additional fill in the floodplain besides what's already there.
correct, that's gonna be it.
Okay.
So did you have anything on that? those
Yeah,
two?
so, for what, the special conditions?
Yes,
Yeah, so my recommended special conditions, the existing home, concrete pad and garage must be completely removed from the site before any new construction can begin. Prior to the start of work, erosion and sediment control shall be installed according to the approved plans. The applicant or representative shall arrange a pre-construction site visit with the Conservation Commission or staff to review and approve the installed erosion and sediment controls. In no case are equipment or materials to be stored within the 35-foot no disturb zone. No extension or reconfiguration of the grapple driveway is approved with this order. Erosion and sedimentation controls are to remain in place until the ground is fully stabilized and vegetated and a Conservation Commission member or staff has inspected the site. And if there are any changes to the proposed plan, the applicant must inform the Conservation Commission. Oh, one last question. Are you removing any trees or vegetation?
I don't believe we have to. There are some, like cedar trees or something in the front of that house. We're hoping to keep them.
Okay,
Will they make it through the construction? Roots expand and go, but we're not planning on taking them down.
okay, so I'll put that, no vegetation approved, or if you're removing vegetation, alert the Conservation Commission.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Yeah,
Any
I mean, that's-
questions, concerns?
that's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Basically, as long as you stay within those guidelines, I think we're happy to let this get moving.
Excellent.
So hopefully with this RDA, correct me if I'm wrong, he'll be able to start demolition and everything to get
Yeah, there's,
started. And obviously the erosion control is gonna need to be put
yeah,
in place first, and that'll have to be inspected, but that
Yeah.
doesn't need to be, he doesn't need to be here for a meeting for that. We can go
No.
look at it.
no,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
reach out to me or
Yep,
somebody.
absolutely.
There's an appeal period technically, if you think anyone's gonna appeal the decision, I think it's 10 business days.
Yeah, there'll be nothing happening within 10 days. I mean, we still
There
have
you go.
things,
Okay.
There you
lined up.
No, exactly.
So I would recommend issuing a -2 and 6 determination. So -2 says the work described in the request is within an area subject to jurisdiction under the act, but will not remove, fill, dredge, or alter that area.
Correct. Okay.
And then 6 is just saying that, no further review under the bylaw is required.
So we should be good there. Want me to fill this out or can you do it?
No, I fill this out. I just need you to sign it.
Jeez, thank God.
So we're looking for a motion
All right, yeah, so we're gonna be looking for a motion to approve the RDA for 156 River Drive
with a -2 and 6.
with a -2 and 6 determination with the special conditions added. That everything must, if anything changes, comes through us and
I make a motion to accept the RDA for 156 River Drive, -2 and -6 findings, along with the special conditions as
Red.
determined, read as such.
I'll be looking for a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Beautiful. So we should be good to go.
So I'll send you that form.
Please, thank you. Anything else? Am I good?
You're all set.
Awesome. All right.
Unless you want to stick around and wait.
Yeah, really. It's gonna get real fun here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
See you, Joe.
A lot last meeting, huh? Don't worry, we saved a lot of for you.
All right. So now moving back to agenda topic number one, it's gonna be the notice of intent number 170-303 for 347 Russell Street, 7 Brew.
147 High Ridge Drive, Holland, Connecticut. So just to recap from the last meeting to this meeting, we reached out to Fort River Association, spoke to a couple folks there, including Bruce Stedman, find a suitable and acceptable mitigation plan. You mentioned a few projects, and I think Kayla, he said most recently he was going to talk to you today about something that would be potentially acceptable with what they do, and then the commission also just spoke to him in general about what the gift could look like to them. We spoke about basically $1 per square foot for 2-to-1 mitigation, which would be $22,500. I think initially he was amenable to something like that, but obviously the commission would also need to weigh in on that. And that was just based on information from New England Grassroots Environmental Fund, which does grants for similar mitigation, where it's not like you're doing aquatic work. It's it's in the buffer zone type of thing, where they provide grants for 5 to 15K. So this would be above that. And also just speaking to some of the civil engineers from Berkshire. So that was one topic, but I think the bigger thing would be, is there a project that we can identify? One, and then also we were looking into, how do we make sure that the funds that are provided are actually going to what the commission wants? Potential option I've seen work out, I guess, in the past is you create basically a restricted purpose gift for the Conservation Commission, which is held in the fund by the town treasurer. And you basically say, you get to vote on where the funds go, and you can stipulate, what the acceptable conditions are essentially. So those are the two main things that we kind of did from last meeting to this meeting, but curious if Bruce Stedman had anything more.
He reached out to me about a culvert project that was kind of on the town line, although it seems like it's basically in Amherst. So I don't know if that's something that the town of Hadley would be interested in, unfortunately, because it is in Amherst, even though it's close to the town line. The one thing about the gift, so it would be, I think, creating a fund, and that would have to go through, I believe, town meeting.
Right.
Which would be spring. Because our October town meeting is, I think, in 2 weeks.
Correct.
So that wouldn't be something that we could do immediately. That would kind of be like a longer term endeavor.
Okay.
And unfortunately, yeah, that's all that I talked to Bruce about, was basically that one culvert project.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm torn with that because I understand the offsite mitigation. However, being that far away and that removed from the actual proposed work site, are you really?
Well, the thing is that the culvert is on like a tributary to the Fort River, which this project, we were kind of looking.
No, I get it, but
it's just,
it's just so far removed to the point where it would never really affect what you're taking out of the current property to actually, I don't know, that's my feelings on it at least, but.
We're getting paid for land, having land. We're gonna
Replicate.
We're just gonna get paid off, basically.
well, yeah.
But it's not in Hadley though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my issue with that project. My questions about the fund. So, okay, we get the money. how do
Right.
we know that we're gonna, like, who's gonna be in charge of it? How are we gonna make sure it goes to a specific project? And I don't know, I think that, I can't speak for the whole commission, but I think I would prefer to see a specific project.
Where it can be applied to, it's tangible, we
Yeah.
can see it.
And it's not gonna happen, 10 years in the future. I think it would be best to, to have something that we could work on now. Or we could, like something we could see now. And unfortunately, we can't come up with a mitigation plan. And
And especially being
Yeah.
this close to the next town meeting, we can't have anything proposed or ready for this upcoming agenda,
Too
so.
late to add.
You're right, and it's just, there's a lot of variables there too, because we don't necessarily have anything set up like this already, right?
exactly.
So, we could have, we could have an account, we could have a fund or whatever, we could have money put into it, but we don't know where that lies, we don't know how we can obtain it, we don't know if we can use that for other things, it would be a brand new
We've never
thing.
Done this before, have we?
No,
No, usually,
Yeah.
so there, in the past, it has been like, okay, the specific projects where you then do that and then do your project kind of at the same time. Like,
I'm not opposed to say something comes up in the future where we have another project going on down the street where you're saying, all right, well, we can replicate this and we can add it to this project. I think that's something that we're not opposed to. I just think at this time, we don't really have anything like that. So that's kind of where we're really torn here. That's my feelings on it. I don't know what you guys think, but it's just, there's a lot going on in this town aside from this, where there's so many questions and variables and accounts that are just kind of everywhere, And we can't even do it anyways if we wanted to right now, so. I'm sure that's probably not what you wanted to hear, but,
No, I mean,
Yeah.
they wanna work with the town. and,
right,
Yeah.
Well, we've never done this.
we've never
before,
done it,
so
and it's just,
This is
if
something.
timing was different, if it was 6 months away from the town meeting or something, obviously we could come up with something, come up with a plan and figure out how it's gonna be designated and distributed, but 2 weeks away, we can't,
yeah,
and unfortunately, that leads you to spring.
Got it.
As I said, I'm not opposed to if another project pops up from now till then, if we can add this to that somehow. That's gonna be more local where we can
yeah.
mitigate. I mean, I don't think any of us,
I mean, we haven't had most situations with mitigation are just on site.
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Or like if it's offsite, there has been maybe like a few instances with offsite, and I think one example was like invasives removal on like near the dike or something, but I mean,
It was
it
replicated.
would just happen.
Right
it still
there, though,
happened
too.
that they, like the DPW was planning to do or needed to do this, and then this came up, and it was like, this could be.
It just worked like perfect timing, you know what I mean?
And-
So we're not saying that couldn't happen, but
Right.
we can't tell you when it will be or who
Yeah.
it's gonna be by or whatever, So that's kind of where we're
Yeah.
leaving you up in the air,
I
unfortunately.
mean, yeah, and like, yeah, all you can do is your due diligence and like you contact groups, and I mean, I think I probably told you all the groups in the area who I would know that would know
Right.
projects like this.
Right.
So I'm not sure what else at this point that we could do.
If
Unfortunately.
it does go to town meeting, you gotta make it pass. If it fails there, then you're back to square one.
The spring town meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless, like I said, unless there is an instance where something comes up from here to then, maybe that's viable, but we can't guarantee that. We can't give you a promise that it's gonna happen,
Right.
unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wish there was a way I could Google like these.
right,
Same here.
yeah.
information.
Well, lots
Yeah.
of plants,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's just, I think if that culvert project that was, basically in Amherst, if that was anywhere closer, I don't think we would have any objections to.
Well, it's just a thing of timing too, because DPW just replaced the Moody Bridge culvert. That would have been a perfect project. They did that a few
And
months
that's
ago,
just
or maybe a year ago. I don't
different
know.
times, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but that's just,
And is there anything that Scott is looking to do?
probably not this time of year, unfortunately. It's gonna be in the spring, if not summer anyways, at this point,
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
and if he had anything, I'm sure we would hear about it by now.
I mean, I've tried to ask him, but doesn't seem like there's anything really that's top of his list.
I mean, in that neck of the woods, just so we
Yeah.
can say, okay, listen.
The problem is that neck of the woods is all privately owned on Route 9.
And,
No,
you know,
no.
There's really nothing there.
I know it.
yeah, federal land, US Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, you have all that Silvio Conti property back there. I mean, that's untouchable. It's
Yeah.
just, it's gonna be either a waiting game or something comes up and it just happens to
Yeah.
strike the perfect timing, you know?
I mean, I'm just thinking something,
No, I'm trying to think of some brainstorm here for you, but it's really nothing that we can do. Unless someone else has different thoughts on it, but I mean, that's how I feel. Especially because even if we did the account, like we said, we're beating a dead horse here. We've never done it. We don't know how it's gonna work. We don't know how it's gonna play out. We don't know what, you're gonna gain, what we're gonna benefit. We have no idea.
And that's probably something that we would want to run by town council too.
Oh, I'm sure, for sure, because it would have to be a special,
I was gonna say, Kayla, have you touched base with the was she financial director or
Oh,
treasurer?
Linda? She's both.
Both?
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
well,
treasurer / finance director.
What, I mean, what did she say?
What did she say? She said she thinks that we could create an account, but we kind of already have a few. So the thing is that we have a few land protection accounts. She was like, why don't you just use that? I think she didn't understand that this would have to be for like a specific purpose.
Oh,
right.
Because we have
Right.
accounts for purchasing development
APR.
rights, APRs,
Yeah.
and CRs and stuff, but this would be completely different. It would be very limited as to what we could or how
Use
we
it
could
for.
spend it.
Exactly, that's the other
If
thing.
we want to comply with Wetlands Protection Act, what it spells out that we could use it for,
Okay.
or what.
Or even if we wanted to take it from there and buy more APR or whatever, we would have to still then vote on it to get it to move to that account, that we could actually utilize it for conservation purposes. So it really
I
wouldn't,
think APRs are in the interest of this.
no,
Specifically.
unfortunately, they're
No,
not, and it's
no.
not solving the
Yeah.
mitigation issue, so
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at.
So not even let's say you were able to set up that account and there is a culvert project that's within Hadley. Could we not put the restriction like it has to be used within Hadley for a project like this? But
Well, yeah, I think if we created an account or the town created an account under the, care of the conservation responsible, whatever, however they word it, in the article or whatever, language that's used to adopt it, we would have to include that the
Right.
purpose of the account.
Special
the
condition,
restrictions,
where it
maybe,
can be
limit
used.
of how much you could spend. I don't know. They have
And unfortunately, that's not really gonna benefit our commission or a project, really. I don't know.
Well, I think it would if there was a culvert project where we had money that DPW had this money that they could use to upgrade a culvert to stream crossing standards.
Right.
Even that's increased, value for wildlife. So that's definitely, I think that's kind of the main project that I'm thinking of that would be.
That's
a
what I'm thinking.
suitable
Yeah, that's why I
project.
brought up Scott.
that's-
Yeah.
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 But that's just not something that's, they don't have any project.
We don't have anything right at the table right now, unfortunately, so.
Yeah. And there's still the option of, if you're reaching out to private landowners,
Yeah.
if they have even a conservation restriction or something. I guess conservation restrictions are outlined in the, regulations as a way to provide offsite
Right.
mitigation,
yeah,
but we would probably want it, protecting riverfront area.
Right.
So that's a tricky part.
it's finding, the tricky
Yeah.
part is how do you even locate?
Yeah.
Right.
Especially with, because we can only kind of give you the public sort of what we know about
Yeah.
public projects, but there might be other landowners who are doing things and, a project on a private property would benefit the ecosystem as a whole,
Right,
but we wouldn't know about that.
right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's what we have for you tonight.
So I guess looking forward, I don't want to just keep kicking this down the road, but I also don't want to, say it's a no-go.
Could we set a deadline? But you really don't want to do anything until the next town meeting though, either.
Unless something else comes up. That's the thing, is it's just if something comes up.
Can we leave this open pending a project comes to our knowledge or the next town meeting?
I think we could technically leave it open for up to 2 years.
That way we don't have to, you don't have to keep coming back or, and we can also.
And if something comes up, you and I can know beforehand and.
Exactly. I think for the sake of everyone's time and not stringing you along too much, I think that's probably the best bet, I would say.
Yeah, so I guess we could continue for, a few months down the road for now, because we would have to continue to a certain date.
We can pick, you wanna like pick 6 months from now and we can just have a discussion either at that meeting or,
Yeah, and maybe we say at that point, if nothing has come up, I mean, at what point do we say we just have to deny the project, you know?
right.
It-
I don't wanna do that yet.
Yeah, no.
No.
Definitely not. I have no intention of doing that.
Yeah.
I just think it's just the timing, what you're looking to do as far as a project that may or may not come up. You can't put a date on it. You can't put a time frame on it. I would just assume we continue this for another 6 months, reevaluate then, whatever date that meeting's gonna be. I don't even know if we have it yet.
Well, what's the
2026.
second Tuesday, so what is that, April?
Oh, God, you're asking a lot of hard questions right now.
So it'd be April 14th.
April 14th, okay.
And if anything comes up in the meantime, obviously we'll figure out a way to reach each other and go from there. And hopefully we can come up with something, so,
Appreciate it, yeah,
yeah. Appreciate you coming down.
absolutely.
Sorry for the delay.
Oh, no, it's, I understand.
You said
Appreciate
April
it.
14th?
Yep. So we'll need a motion.
All right, I'm looking for a motion.
Make a motion to, continue this, to be revisited, this, notice of intent 170-303, to April 14th, meeting.
We have a motion, we have a second. We got a second by Steve. All those in favor? Aye.
All right.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, number 9. Is that who Gene is?
We,
We still have an RD on Hockenham.
well, let's do, 6, ANRAD. We did
Okay.
the ANRADs.
Can we do both of those together? Or do we have to-
We gotta do them separate.
Okay. Topic 6, ANRAD, North Maple Street lots 10C 61 and 10C 61.1.
Is anybody here for that one? I don't know who Gene is. All right, so let's make a motion to continue this.
I'll look for a motion.
Make
There
a
we go.
motion to continue, ANRAD, item number 6, ANRAD, North Maple Street, lots 10C 61 and 10C 61-1. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Continued to November 18th. Right? Topic 7, ANRAD Rocky Hill Road lots 11B 18, 11B 19, 11B 21, and 11B 21-2. We do not have anyone here to speak for this as well, so I'll be looking for a motion to continue this to November 18th.
Make a motion to continue this ANRAD, item, lots 11B 18, 11B 19, 11B 21, and 11B 21.2. Thank you very much, sir.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Beautiful. Move to November 18th. Okay, so now we're gonna skip back down to the RDA for 89 Hockenham Road.
Still no word on that. I think we should.
Was that the trailer? Still?
Well, we said we would.
Is it still there?
I don't know. I haven't heard from them at all, so I.
Is
don't
that
know.
Gene?
Oh, Jean? Are you just here to watch or are you here for an agenda item?
Honestly, don't even remember her name.
I don't remember either.
All right, can we just continue that till next month too?
Well, we
And
should
figure
do it
out.
6 months and then I think after that, I think Jean unmuted.
Jean?
Jean, I'm just here to watch.
Oh, okay.
We should continue that for 6 months and then the 2 years is over and then we can get rid of it. The 2-year time
I
period.
mean, we should definitely take a ride and just see if it's even there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it is, because I've not paid any attention going by that. I haven't been that way in probably a year, so,
Okay.
since the last time we looked at it. All right, so looking for a motion to continue the RDA for 89 Hockenham Road 6 months,
So also to April 14th.
April 14th.
April 14th. I make a motion to continue this RDA at 89 Hockenham Road to April 14th, 2026 meeting. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, 10, public comment. Do we have anyone here for public comment?
Jean, how we doing?
Excellent.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you
Very
want to share?
impressed.
Any questions, comments, concerns for the commission?
We're sorry we're picking on you, but you're.
You're the only one on the screen here, so we want to talk to you.
Nobody likes this.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we're gonna close public comment. Other business.
Okay, so a few things. The Department of Energy Resources has released their clean energy siting regulations draft. I went to a webinar about it today, which unfortunately was the last one. It was really kind of a last minute thing. I just heard about it a few weeks ago. They're having a public comment period tomorrow. I think I sent the information to register for that. It's virtual. Basically, they want to streamline the process for permitting certain size energy projects like solar arrays.
We're talking like
Energy
these things here,
It's like 25 megawatts or bigger.
kilowatts or
I don't
whatever.
know.
Yeah.
So is that big or small?
Assuming that's pretty big.
It's pretty big. Yeah, it's pretty big.
So it's bigger than the ones these guys are proposing.
Honestly, I actually don't know what size theirs is in terms of megawatts.
I don't even know if that would generate a megawatt, those projects.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I doubt
I
it.
think it was on the scale of more like an acre or more
Okay.
sort of projects. Anyway, but so basically under the new draft regulations, they still have like a draft bylaw that they recommend all towns adopt. So the deadline for all of this is next December. But they basically want, instead of having to go through planning board, conservation commission, fire department, it would, instead of getting permits from each of those, you would get one permit.
We would still have to approve it though, correct?
We would still have to approve it, but there would be one, I think, designated person or one designated officer in town who checks the application for completeness, distributes it to the departments, and then issues that final permit. I don't know how that would affect our, hearing process for things. But hopefully they don't even have all their guidelines ready. They don't have the draft bylaw ready. So there's still a lot that needs to be done. But the public comment period is tomorrow. If you want some light reading, read through the regulations. So
It's not
Just
that
that
big.
should
It's
be
not that thick. I mean, it's only about 15, 16 pages.
no, it's not. Yeah. And we're still waiting. Oh, you saw it.
I read, I went through it,
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it does seem like there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm too keen on that anyways.
Sounds
So.
gonna do that.
That's
Well, the problem is, it
question.
seems like you're just gonna beeline past a lot of departments to try to get something pushed through without
Exactly.
approval, and I don't like
That's
that
what I see.
whatsoever.
That's
So.
what I see,
Yeah, so that's just
100%.
something to put on our radars. We'll probably, I don't know if planning board, I'm sure will be involved, and I'm sure a bunch of departments will have to be involved in, adopting these bylaws next year, including us. So one thing to be aware of, another thing to be aware of is the FEMA preliminary flood map updates. So they're on the, they have the panels, but it's kind of confusing. You have to download like 12 panels to see all of Hadley, or there's also an online map viewer, which I can send you all if you'd like, but they're having information sessions next week on the new flood maps, which there's some substantial changes proposed to the Hadley flood map that puts basically anything west of Middle Street in the floodplain. And
So
then,
those people are gonna play flood insurance now.
yeah, with a mortgage, if you have a
Exactly.
barely backed mortgage, yeah, you basically have to put, so,
Sweet.
they're having
Their plan for building up the dike is not gonna go through, right?
well, we need millions and millions of dollars for that, so.
Yeah.
And
What street? Middle Street, you said?
Middle Street,
Middle Street.
so
okay.
like by the high school basically, or Russell School.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, up to town hall almost. There's some areas in North Hadley that are also in the floodplain now. I think they've just expanded it in certain areas. So that would be, they're having a community coordination meeting, I believe. Actually, it would be great if you guys could come.
Sure, the people on West Street would like to. Sure, the people on West Street would like to.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good, so on Wednesday, October 22nd at 9:30 at the senior center here, PVPC is hosting an information session. And the day before that, or no, the Monday before that, Monday, October 20th at 1 p.m., FEMA is hosting a webinar style meeting. So
What time's that?
the webinar style meetings, Monday, October 20th at 1 p.m. And the PVPC information session is October
And-
20.
And that's strictly webinar?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to send you that link?
Yeah, could you? Thank you.
And then the information session at the senior center is on Wednesday, October 22nd at 9:30 a.m.
I'd like to go to that.
I would like to go to that as
I'm
well.
not gonna be here.
You're not?
No.
flying solo.
I will be there.
All right, I'm not flying solo. Other project updates.
Other project updates, I don't have, updates. I do have an order of conditions that we need to re-sign just because the signature page was lost, but we already issued it. We just need another, copy of the signature page. For the, this for the UMass geothermal.
Okay. Do you have any bills?
No bills.
No
and
bills,
either.
no minutes? Okay, so once we get all this signed, be looking for a motion to get out of here. We still gonna have to get the other members to sign this too, or whoever's on the
We need
originals,
just
we even know.
I just Gary.
Okay,
I should have had him, okay, that's fine.
well, that's fine, we
I'll
can have it
track
done, yeah. All right, well, if nothing else, I'll be looking for a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn, any seconds?
No.
Yes. Seconded by Steve, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 And that concludes the October 14th Conservation Commission meeting.